What's up, everybody? How's it going? Happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing well. We've got a bunch of people in here, looks like, already. I've got Lush Life for Less, got Billy, got Keeping It Dutch, Tangy the Caver's wife, Maria. Hey, Maria, how's it going? How are y'all doing tonight? Anita? So, tonight, just want to give y'all an update of what's been going on this week. Not a whole lot on the videos, as you can already tell by my uploads. Um, so I'll talk about that here in a second. How's everybody doing tonight? The Toasted Rabbit and Don Quixote. How's it going, guys? It is actually water, so trying to stay healthy. It's just a cup. I keep these cups. My wife hates it, but I don't know. They're good cups, and I wash them and reuse them. So, how's everybody doing? How's everybody's Friday going so far? The healthy life is going pretty good. It's going pretty good, Toasted Rabbit. Um, so my week has been kind of crazy. Haven't had a chance to put up any videos really. Just one earlier this week on the weight loss um, challenge that I've been doing. The weight loss is going good. Um, I have not weighed myself this week. I'm going to do that next week and give y'all another update. But so far, so good. Hopefully, hopefully I will continue to be progressing and everything on that end. My wife and I are going out of town next week, starting tomorrow. So gonna be difficult to eat super healthy. Dutch, what's for dinner? I don't know yet. We haven't really had that conversation. My wife's still at work, so she doesn't get off for another hour or so. And we we're both starting our vacation. This is day one of vacation. So um, doing pretty good. Pretty happy about that. My week has been crazy, like I just said. In my line of work, I kind of have no. Um, hey, Grizz. Hey, hey, bye. Bonetary Homestead. How's it going? Wonderful, blessed life. She's a bottler gardens and preserves. It's 9 a.m. where you're at. Where are you at again? I can't remember. Um, but yeah, we are headed out east. We are going to be doing a week-long road trip, and we're going to go and visit some people, hopefully, and see some things, do some things, and just enjoy our first official vacation. We've never taken a trip together much more than a long weekend or a couple days here and there. But um, I'm hoping that we can eat healthier. I know there's one day that I'm probably not gonna eat too healthy because we're going to um, the original Chick-fil-A. Never been, so it'll be cool to check that out. Let's see here. Renate, how's it going? She's a bottler gardener is in Australia. That's what I thought. I wasn't sure though. So this week, like I said, I have no backup coverage in my line of work, so I have to um, I have to basically work 2 weeks ahead so that I can take a week vacation, and when I come back, I'll most likely be behind. So that's kind of how it is in my industry. So I have literally been going to work early and staying late and just busting it out as best I can. Hey, Texas boys. Dutch is leaving. See you later, Dutch. Hope you have a good evening and a good weekend, buddy. Um, so I've been just working really. I haven't really seen much of my wife lately because of all the work that I've been having to get done and just getting all the follow-ups and everything finished and making sure all my clients know that I will be gone, and making sure that they're happy and you know keeping people happy. That's my job, I guess. Hey James, how's it going? So, but I will have some videos coming out. I'm thinking that I'm gonna try and do some vlog type videos next week. Um, like I said, we're gonna be traveling, um, and so we're gonna be going and seeing a lot of things and doing some cool stuff. Not necessarily homestead related, but it'll be a good trip and there'll be a lot of cool stuff to show y'all. Um, Premium Mom to Twins, good evening. How are you? Levi says vacation will be a good time to spend together. It will be. Um, we are excited about it, and we are both really excited. She works crazy long hours at the hospital, and so she needs a vacation, and I need a vacation. And next month it's going to get crazy because of my line of work. Um, I just won't have any time to really do anything, so it'll be good to get out together now, so that whenever I'm working, you know, 14, 15-hour days, um, and not seeing her, that that'll be okay. We'll be all right. So, hey, Kitty's homestead. Just got the alert. Didn't know you were on. No worries. I just got on a little bit ago, so thank you for stopping by. Do we all work full time too? Yes, I work full time. Um, Toasted Rabbit, I don't know what videos of mine you've seen, but I don't have a full time homestead yet. I am, this is going to be recap for most of y'all. I am what I affectionately call it an apartment setter. I am um, I am living in an apartment, learning the homesteading skills as best I can, doing what I can here while getting my wife through medical school and paying off as much debt as we can, um, so that when we do move to our homestead, uh, we'll be good. So, Hope's Homestead, hey, when am I coming your way? I will be in, my mouse fell asleep. I will be in Georgia, I think Tuesday through Wednesday. And then I will most likely be coming up to Tennessee, I want to say Wednesday evening. And then we're gonna stay. I think I'm not 100% sure. I know I've been meaning to message you and also Dana, so that maybe we can meet up and hang out and everything. Um, I'm a practicing meatitarian. So I will message you. I'm going to talk to my wife tonight and make sure that we got all the plan um, the plan nailed down, and then I will let you know exactly when that's going to be. We will be, I believe, in Chattanooga, I think. But like I said, I will message you and let you know for sure. Um, Grizz. Hey, Grizz, how's it going, buddy? Toasted Rabbit says, nah, dude, I feel you. Neither do we. Um, that's why we're interviewing and learning what y'all. Cool. That's cool, man. Yeah, Toasted Rabbit, just for clarification, because I keep saying dude and man, you're male, right? Okay, just making sure. Let me know in the chat. um, Yeah, Ebi, we're hoping to stay in Texas. With my wife becoming a doctor. Um, oh, okay, okay, Toasted Rabbit. Sorry about that, ma'am. I will. Sorry about that. We're hoping to stay in Texas, but we do know that with my wife becoming a doctor, that she could potentially get a residency anywhere in the United States. But our goal is to stay in Texas, um, and hopefully, hopefully that happens because um, I love Texas. There's only a couple other places that I would rather be. Um, and But primarily Texas, and we'll always return here. Um, so so yeah. Um, I guess like Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. It's French for good earth. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. Bonatera. That makes sense. Um, yeah. Hey guys that have said hi, lol. Hey kitty. So really, I don't really have too much tonight. I guess it's going to be more of a Q&A. Um, we're going to be starting preserving um, after I get back, or after we get back from vacation. Um, my wife and I have really got into it. I know it's probably the worst time of the year to start buying canning jars and such, but we went to a little farmer's market thing and picked up a bunch of stuff. And my wife, I think I mentioned last week, made some tomato sauce and canned it. Well, we had that on a dish last night, and the reason that we're doing that is the amount of sugar that is in everything is just healthier for you to make it yourself. And so she made the tomato sauce, and we had it last night in a dish, and it was amazing. It was fantastic. Um, I was really shocked. I mean, she's made some really good stuff, and she's made like a bolognese sauce and tomato sauce in the past. But I think that I think that the that it's sitting in the canning jar after it had been, um, sitting on the pantry, sitting there with all the spices and everything. I think it really got a lot more flavor, and it was amazing what she was able to do. Renate says, I bought my first dehydrator, waiting for delivery now. Awesome. I got a dehydrator for my birthday back in May, and my wife bought it for me, and it has been sitting in the box since then. And I'm actually going to be doing a video, hopefully here soon, of me actually using that. So um, I, uh, I hopefully will take it out and use it soon. But we're going to be doing that, and then we're going to be starting canning. I don't know if we're going to be doing. Um, I don't know if we're going to be doing any um, pressure canning because I don't have a pressure canner, and also the apartment that I live in has a glass uh, cooktop, and I've heard some horror stories about the glass cooktops and canning. I've been doing research, and I haven't done a ton, but I've been looking into it, and everything that I'm seeing is kind of like, okay, there's some glass cooktops that are okay, there's some glass cooktops that are not, and then um, for me, it's just, I mean, since I don't own this stove, it's kind of hard for me to even risk trying that out just because, I don't want to pay to replace something that I don't own. So I've been looking at like standalone like hot plates to maybe try and use a pressure canner on, and I don't know if that is a viable option. I don't know how well those work. Hey, Mama Cat Homestead. Good evening. I don't know what ours is. I can't really read this it. But um, but it's I don't know. It's hard to risk breaking something when you don't own it. And I don't think that my maintenance people would, I mean, cover that. I know that they replace light bulbs and air filters and all that fun stuff here in the apartment, but I think they might frown upon a broken stovetop. Maybe, maybe. Holler Homestead, good evening. Willow Creek Homestead, hey. Billy Montgomery says, try an instant pot. What is an instant pot? Is it like a pressure cooker? She's a Bottler Garden and Preserve says you can buy burners for them via Presto. So you can buy a standalone burner to can on, like a hot plate or whatever they're called, because that's what I've been looking at doing. But I don't know. I don't know if that's something that people do or not. My mouse keeps falling asleep. I don't know if the battery's low. There we go. Okay. For canning, you need to look at Linda's Pantry videos on YouTube. Premium Mom to Twin, I am a subscriber of Linda's Pantry, and she is awesome. I would have to agree with you 100%. And I used her for her information a lot when I'm looking at canning stuff. But at the same time, I think that right now my biggest problem is how to use a pressure canner when it comes to my stove. Um, I think I missed something. Willow Creek says, "I love my Instant Pot. Not sure if it would be good for canning though. I don't really know what an Instant Pot is. I'm gonna have to Google it here. Actually, you know what? Let me do that. Instant Pot. Yeah, yeah, like a pressure cooker. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I've never really heard of canning in one of those. Daniel, God is my judge. Evening, sir. Make sure your burner is big enough to evenly heat up the pot, and yeah, but yes. Okay, cool. Because I don't know, like everybody knows that the All American canner is the like top shelf canner, and I've seen those Presto ones because like from what I understand, like the All American canner has a weird bottom and it creates a suction on it, and it would break um, the glass top. And so what I've seen is like the Presto ones have a flat bottom, and they're cheaper. But I really wouldn't want to buy one and then go and buy the All American later, um, because I don't know. That seems a little bit much. Might as well buy the what I'm going to be using forever, um, versus continually buying something different. So plus, if I get used to using the Presto and then I switch over to All American Canner and it's different, I don't know. I'd rather buy the All American, just one and done, and you know use that. Let's see here. All right, Lorelai, have a good evening. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Let's see here. Da, da, da. Huge growth in cities. Toasted Rabbit, Colorado is beautiful. My mother's actually from Colorado, um, and my I still have a lot of relatives in Colorado right now. In fact, I had a couple of my cousins come down this summer for a visit. It was really cool. Um, and one of my cousins actually um, is into the whole homesteading stuff. I mean, like she just got bees this summer. She's got chickens, and I think she's got rabbits, and she's got a big old garden up there. So it was kind of cool to find that out about somebody you're related to. Um, she's a bottler gardener, and Preserve says you need a lot of heat to pressure can. Oh, cool. Okay. Okay. Premium Mom Twin says don't can in an instant pot because the pressure doesn't get high enough for pressure canning. All right. Okay. Eli, if you're looking to move into Texas, you should. I don't know where you're from now, but Texas is a great state. And yeah, Texas is awesome. It's hot, it's humid, but for the most part, the people are good people. Um, a lot of what I consider true Texans like to be left alone, but when you are friends with them, like I said in the Texas Boys live stream, when you're in Texas, you're family. You're treated like family, and it's just that's how That's just how it is. I don't know if it's like the southern hospitality or whatever, but it's definitely something that I would consider to be a trait of Texas. Um, let's see here. Very few snakes here in northeast Texas. Yeah, I haven't. Well, I don't. I live in suburbia, so we don't really deal with snakes all that much. Um, but yeah, I'm out on snakes. Now, Lost Dude, you know that's not funny. Um, yeah, there are a lot of Californians moving to Texas, especially in like the Dallas and the Houston area. Um, yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I noticed on Facebook that the governor was in my area of Texas, opening up the new Toyota plant here in Plano, or not here in Plano, but in Plano. Um, and there's a lot of Californians moving here from there. Um, and a lot of there's a lot of Californians that have the same mentality as the rest of liberal California, but there are some good ones, and just like with any other state, there's there's people that are freedom-loving individuals, and then there are those who feel like the government should control everything, and the big government, uh, you know, big control. And I'm hoping and praying that that never happens to Texas, but we'll see. I'm hoping that maybe another state actually starts, doing a lot better, and people start moving there instead of here. But right now, that seems to be the trend. Yeah, Premium Mom to Twins is in North Texas as well. Um, the Texas boys are in like the East Texas, I guess, side. So, and actually, I'm going to be going to East Texas in a couple weeks. I've got a channel, cool dude. Uh, it's his channel is Good of the Land, and he's actually a pretty big channel. Well, big compared to me. I mean, less than 400 subscribers, and then he's got almost, I think, 16,000. But he's a cool dude. His name is Justin over there, and I think I'm gonna be going over there and doing a collab or something with him pretty soon here. So, um, yeah. Toasted Rabbit says, I mean, in the city you can own chickens and rabbits and little residential restrictions. Yeah, I wish I could have some chickens. In fact, I was thinking about it the other day, and I would love to see my in-laws maybe get a chicken or two. But I think with their dogs, I don't know if could handle that. Um, but they've got a little garden going now, which is pretty cool. I'd like to hope that and think that I had a little bit of influence in that, but but we'll see. I don't know. I don't know. Texas boys, I am going. I think it's in the Tyler area. So, um, so Chris says Lone Star heard everything was big in Texas, but I found out cherry tomatoes are bigger than your beef. What? Your cherry tomatoes are bigger than beefsteak tomatoes. I would like to see that, buddy. Quiet meat birds like doves. If you hunt dove, consider raising dove. Interesting. Yeah, I think I mentioned last week that I told my wife at one point recently that I wanted to do build a small rabbit hutch and keep a couple rabbits, and she did not like the idea of having meat rabbits. So uh, but then somebody said saving the poop, for fertilizer and selling it. So I don't know. I might put that back on the table, but we'll see. Say pigeons like doves. Yeah, pigeons are trash doves. They're gross. My husband said no to my chicken ideas. Yeah, well, I think you gotta slowly ease your spouse into things, especially when they're not as on board as you are. I mean, my wife is super supportive, um, and in fact, she's a lot more open and willing to do this thing as I am. But I don't know, like when it comes to animals, I think that's where we're going to have the problem. I think that when it comes to raising any kind of meat birds or meat rabbits or raising a cow or pig, I think that's where we're going to have some issues. I mean, she wants cows. She would love to have some cows, um, but when it comes to raising a cow to butcher, she doesn't really like that. And so, and I keep trying to like plant the seed that like look, it's about knowing where your food comes from. It's about giving the animal the best life possible. It's about just um, being conscientious of what you're eating. And I don't know, it's going to take some time, I think, but slowly as time goes on, maybe we'll get there. Goats, yeah. I mean, I would love to have goats. I'd love to have a bunch of animals, but first of all, in a less than 1,000 something square foot apartment, I don't think we can do that, and especially can't do that on our tiny. I don't even know how many square feet our patio is. It's tiny. I've been seeing a bunch of people doing garden tours lately. I know that Off Grid with Doug and Stacy have been talking about they're doing their garden tour, and recently Art and Bree did a garden tour, I believe. And I kind of thought about doing a video kind of as a joke and doing my garden tour and just like like standing out on my patio and be like, all right, there's my garden. So but yeah, on my new homestead, yeah, oh yeah. um If they have restricted breed type, you can only imagine what they could say about owning other animals. Actually, we picked this apartment complex because they didn't have any breed restrictions on animals. The reason being is that I have a German Shepherd. My wife we rescued her when the year we got engaged. We got engaged in December, and we went to take engagement photos in February. And that same day that we did engagement photos, we went and picked up Daisy and my German Shepherd. And so she was, for all practical purposes, abandoned. She has bad separation anxiety, um, and so we had been looking at an apartment to get her to live with us, and a lot of apartments have breed restrictions on German Shepherds. They're big and scary apparently, but my dog is the sweetest dog. She's a brat, but she is super sweet. But with Samantha and I working full time and Samantha going to school as well, um, she she is, like I said, has really bad separation anxiety just from how she was raised the first year of her life. We got her. She was just a little over a year old, and she had basically been through three homes at that point. There was a one person that got her from a breeder. She's 100% German Shepherd, and somebody got her from a breeder, and then they didn't want her, so they gave her to somebody else, who then got divorced and left it with their husband, ex-husband, and the ex-husband kenneled it, and then the daughter was supposed to be taking care of it, and she didn't, and they kept kindling it and just leaving it, and just terrible situation. She wasn't ever abused that I know of. She may have been, but aren't really any signs of that. But with Samantha and I working in school and everything, she's currently in foster care at my in-laws, and so we had fully intended to get her over here, but I just don't know how that would work. I'm hoping that when we get some property, we'll have her full time and she can run around and do her thing. But um, right now, she is living with my in-laws, and they have a couple pets and dogs, and she's loving it. So, and I see her often, so it's good. Um, so that I said that because you brought up breed restrictions. Our apartment doesn't have breed restrictions. Long story long. Um, Willow Creek says, "Oh, you should do that. That'd be funny, garden spoof. If if you do it, I'll do it." Okay. Let's see here. What did I miss? Oh yeah, we could do it. We could do a collaboration. That'd be fun. Yeah. My German Shepherd, she loves. Oh my gosh, she is fast. She can run like you wouldn't believe. I swear, she gets when she runs. Like here's the ground, and here's her. Like I mean, right, just basically like flying almost. So, hey Sandy, how's it going? Good evening. Thanks for stopping by. So, um, yeah. So my garden is. I've been meaning to do a garden update, and maybe I'll do a garden tour video spoof as my garden update. Um, and I don't know. Maybe we can all do like a little funny collaboration or something. Grizz says, "Holy doggy, I made a stupid video on and picked up 8 more subs. Wow, congratulations, buddy." Toasted Rabbit says, "We had a black lab that just loves to run all around the rabbit hutch, but he's also the one that scared our rabbits under the house, making it." Well, that's good. Hey, lovely kid, Japan. How's it going? It's a new name. I don't think I've seen you around. Um, Ebi, my farm said it's kind of a long process. We we had I talked about this a little bit last week, but I don't mind talking about it at all again. Um, my wife and I want to my how am I going to say this? Okay, so my main goal right now is to get my wife through medical school. She is um, almost done with her uh, bachelor's. I can't remember exactly. She's doing it kind of all in one, to where, she's gonna when she graduates, she'll graduate with two degrees, her bachelor's or master's, and then she'll do med school. So she's almost to a point to where she's gonna be in med school. But we went on a trip recently to visit some friends and family up in Amarillo, and we stayed with her aunt who has about 5 acres, and she really wanted to. Um, we had a conversation towards the end of it and was like, you know what, we need to figure out how to get land and get me through medical school. So um, we're trying right now. Um, I've been kind of looking at just some vacant property. The problem that I have right now is that all the vacant property within an hour of me is way too expensive. Um, I looked at a bunch of different areas: north, east, west, and it's just too expensive. And so I was thinking about leasing, a piece of property to, get a bigger garden and start actually raising some animals until she's through. But I just don't think that's going to happen until 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 we get some of our debt paid down. And but we'll see. If any of y'all know anybody in North Texas, an hour from the Plano, Frisco, McKinney area, that wants to donate an acre or wants to sell it, and we'll do some um, and we'll do some owner finance. I might be interested. So if any of y'all know anybody up this way, let me know. Send me a message or whatever. So Willow Creek Homestead says property is expensive. We lived in Utah and just couldn't afford it. We moved 5 miles across the border into Idaho. Prices are so much better. It's stupid. Yeah, Willow Creek. When I was up there, um, I hey Minuteman. Sorry, I just saw your message. Good evening, sir. Um, Whenever I was up in Idaho, I heard the same thing going on up there that's kind of going on here in the more rural, or not rural, the more suburban areas. Um, from what I understand, there was a lot of Californians moving there, just because the land was cheaper and driving up the prices of land. Um, I lived in Moscow, Idaho. It's right there by the University of Idaho, and it was beautiful country, and Washington State was right there too. Um, but uh, but yeah, I've heard that y'all are having the same issue in Idaho that we're having here in Texas. Um, but what was I gonna say? I had a brain fart. Um, Grizz is cooking steelhead. Cooking steelhead. What's steelhead? You have to educate us, city boys. I don't think I'm a city boy, but I live in the city, so I guess I am. Holler Homestead asks, is renting land an option for you? Might be a way to get skills for now before you can buy. We may revisit that when our lease here is up. Um, the the property in this area, in the Dallas Fort Worth area, is so hot right now. To quote Zoolander, it's so hot right now. And um, it we before we moved here, we had a house. We had a home with a big backyard, and we were gonna rent it, and it was gonna be awesome. And it ended up falling through, and we even offered to pay the landlord um, a deposit plus 2 months rent, and I think he ended up selling it because of how much more money he could get. Um, so we ended up having to rush. I mean, this was literally a month before we had to move. So it was in January. We moved here in February. So I'm hoping that we can maybe revisit that. There's a lot of companies moving here. Facebook just put a big old data center in Fort Worth. Um, uh, Toyota just built a huge facility in Plano. Um, what else happened? Liberty Mutual just built a huge building or facility in Frisco. The Dallas Cowboys just built a new shopping center and stuff here in Frisco area. So it's just the property is just like getting eaten up so fast, and it's ridiculous. So finding a rental property would be hard, but we might revisit that when our lease ends here. Um, but we'll see. Steelhead is an ocean-going trout. Interesting. Okay, cool. Uh, Willow Creek is hungry. I am too. It's almost dinner time for me. Lovely Kijaban, where I live, Island Hokkaido. I don't know if I'm saying that right. The land is organic and sea is clean. That's awesome. That is awesome. My my mother, lovely kid Japan. Um, so my mom was raised in Colorado, but she was adopted, and she is from Okinawa. She's half Japanese and half Irish. So it's kind of a cool connection between us there. I've never been to Japan, but I am related to somebody who's from there. So, um, lovely kid Japan, have you noticed any kind of issues with? I know that there was like a nuclear issue with it leaking or whatever, and I've heard stories of the fish reacting to that. Is I guess that's not the case in your circumstance, huh? Cool, y'all might be related in some way. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. My mother has not really. She doesn't really have much connection with her birth mother. So I'm not too sure how we would find that out, but that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, my mother is half Japanese. She she's half Japanese and half Irish. My biological grandfather was stationed there from Ireland, I guess, and um, things happened. She was born. He left. Said he was coming back. Didn't. My mom was put up for adoption. This was in the time when, in Japan, having a child out of wedlock was considered dishonorable. I'm not sure if it still is. I'd imagine so, probably. Um, and so she was adopted and brought over to the States. So, all right, guys. So I have about 10 minutes left. I know we've kind of been doing a Q&A already, but if you have any questions, let me know. Um, I've been trying to come up with some collab ideas. Willow Creek said something about the doing a garden tour collab, and that sounds like a good idea. But I've been trying to come up with some other ones, and so I might be reaching out to some of y'all that I know are creators and talking to y'all a little bit. So. Say, Toasted Rabbit, are y'all looking at moving out of Austin area, or are you planning on staying in that area? Lovely Kid Japan says, "Oh, I think the sea is dirty near Tokyo. Japanese government doesn't tell, but people can see different in the fish. How many fishes in the sea change? Oh, wow, interesting. All righty, bye. Have a good evening. Thank you very much for coming by and starting out your weekend with me. I appreciate it. I hope you have a fantastic weekend." All right, guys. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and call it a night. I really appreciate y'all coming on and hanging out with me for a bit. My wife suggested that maybe we do a live stream while we're on the road. Obviously, she will be holding the camera since I will be driving. Um, but, um, but we might try that. So I don't know if we'll be able to do next Friday, but we're going to try. But I really appreciate y'all coming by and saying hi. Um, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. All right, everyone. We'll see y'all later. Thanks again for coming and hanging out. Adios.